Whatever your choice, whatever your interest as a gamer, whether you're a hardcore gamer or a casual game fan, there's something for you, something to justify your purchase in PlayStation 3 or PSP, and something to stimulate you to buy one of our systems if you have not done so already. From the big heavyweight franchises like Gran Turismo through to really innovative, differentiated products like Echo Chrome, and everything in between. And I think that you've seen from the quality of the lineup that we have here that we're touching a lot of different entry points for the system. Something like Eye of Judgment, which is going to bring in a whole universe of card game fans, and people who are playing that game are realizing just how incredibly addictive it is. And so I'm really happy to see the lineup that we have, and really proud of all the work that the creators have put into making these games shine the way they do.
Do you sort of see an increase in development towards the PSN titles versus sort of the blockbuster titles that you just mentioned?
I think we like to think of it as a balance between the Blu-ray disc titles that will be coming throughout the year and PlayStation Network titles, which can be, I don't want to say consumed, but can be enjoyed on a much more frequent basis. And what we're starting to see is titles appearing on both Blu-ray disc and PSN, obviously Warhawk recently being the great example of that. Huge success for us everywhere around the world on PlayStation. It's a fantastic game. And I think you'll start to see that crossover where you'll see games appearing perhaps first on PlayStation Network and then evolving into full-blown Blu-ray disc games, and vice versa, where games start on Blu-ray disc and then get augmented or enhanced or extended through PlayStation Network.
Are you surprised at sort of the viability of the more casual game this generation? Did you see this coming?
Well, I find that's a slightly strange question, because I think we kind of tried to pioneer a lot of casual gaming on PlayStation 2 very successfully, especially in Europe and in Japan. But obviously things like SingStar, iToy, Buzz, they're all $100 million franchises. In the case of SingStar, it's a $200 million franchise. You know, these are powerhouse brands that for some people who own PlayStation 2, that's the only thing they ever play on that system. So that casual game surprise that everybody's been talking about, it's been coming for years, and we've seen it for a long time. So I think it's a great thing for the industry because it keeps it fresh, keeps everybody excited and waiting for new things rather than the same old products being recycled.
Let's talk a little bit about a couple games that came out recently on your platform that maybe didn't perform as well as maybe people hoped. I don't know if maybe not quite as well as you had hoped. Lair and Heavenly Sword. Now, Heavenly Sword's a great game, but it ended up being pretty short. And then I think we all know that Lair has sort of been, panned a little bit by the critics. What's sort of your impression on the reception for those games?
Well, I think Heavenly Sword, the reviews have been tremendous. I was just flicking through my newspaper in the UK on Saturday, and it got 5 stars out of 5, calling it a must-have purchase for PlayStation 3 and a killer application. So I think that clearly the mass media and the game media both recognize the production value and the playability of the title. Now, if somebody finishes that game and they love the experience and they want some more, does that mean we have done our job badly or done our job well? I think it suggests that the designers and the developers created a compelling story, something that engaged the player throughout the play experience. And you know what? Not that many people finish games, so I think we shouldn't criticize a game for being a story which has an arc, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and actually encouraging all gamers to see all of the story. I think that's really something positive.
But sort of put yourself in the shoes of the 12-year-old kid who's mowing lawns to buy games. He's saving up every little dollar he gets from his parents to try to buy games. Now, if you're that kid, isn't it kind of hard to spend $60 on a game that's maybe 5 or 6 hours long?
Well, I don't know anybody who can play Heavenly Sword in 6 hours, other than some really hardcore game tester who's worked on it a lot. But I stand by what I said. I think if the quality of the production experience, the quality of the gameplay, the way that it moves you emotionally, if it delivers on all of those fronts, what's wrong with this picture?
And let's talk about Lair. I think the game might maybe have benefited if we could actually have used the analog sticks instead of the 6-axis control to play it. Now, is that a mandate that you guys sort of hand down to your developers, that they have to use the 6-axis? Why wasn't the option to use analog sticks put into the game?
That's a question that you should address to our friends at Factor 5. That was definitely not mandated by us. We've always said all along that the use of the 6-axis is something that should be decided upon by the developer in tune with their creative vision for the game. So it's not something that we would mandate.
The home beta has been going on for a while now. It's a huge project for you guys. Is it going to come in on time, and how is the beta going so far?
Beta's going great. We just had a huge content update last week, which got tremendous reaction from everybody. Pretty much all the cool stuff that we showed at E3 is now enjoyed by the beta community. We're on track. We're going to have some announcements on our rollout plans as we expand the beta community from the closed beta to the open beta later this year. And we've got a few tricks and surprises up our sleeves as well.
Coming out this year?
Well, it's out now. I mean, I think that's the point which people have been trying to find the right words to describe. Home is not a product. It's not something that we burn onto a disc and ship in retail stores that encapsulates the entirety of the product. Home is a service that starts. It's already started, and it's just growing from now. I think there are tremendous products out there already and surrounding us here today, and plenty of exciting reasons to go out and buy a PlayStation 3, or plenty of reasons to validate the purchase that you've already made. Keep on playing.